Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Pauline the Analyst, and today we are about to dive into one of the most powerful SQL commands, which is the alter table statement. So we will explore also how to use the not null, unique and primary key constraints to make your table more robust and efficient. So whether you are a beginner or you just need a refresher, this video is for you. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to modify existing tables and also enforce data integrity. So let's get started. So here's what we'll cover in this video. 1. What is the alter table statement and why is it useful? 2. How to add, modify, and drop columns using alter table. 3. How to use not null, unique, and primary key constraints to enforce data integrity. 4. A hands-on example where we modify a table for a pizza delivery app. And finally, best practices and tips for using these commands effectively. So let's dive in. So before we jump into code, let's talk about what the alter table statement does. So simply put, alter table allows you to modify an existing table after it's been created. So this is super useful when you need to 1. Add new columns to store additional data, 2. Modify existing columns to change their data type or constraints, 3. Drop columns that you no longer need, and finally add or remove constraints like not null, unique, or primary key. So let's see how it works. So as you can see from my screen, let's start by modifying the pizzas table we created in our previous video. So if you didn't see the previous video, please, here is the link. So here's the basic syntax for alter table. Let me write it down. Basic syntax for alter table. So the syntax, if you don't know what I mean, it's like the formula for you to get this particular thing, okay? So for the alter table, its syntax is alter table, then you write your table name, okay? Your table name, and then the action that you will do. So whether it is 1 to add, or to modify, or to drop, or any other, so etc. So close our bracket and then finish our query. So I want us now to add a new column, okay? Add a new column. So let's say we want to add a new column called is vegetarian. So let's write it down. Let's add a new column called is underscore vegetarian. Is vegetarian to indicate whether a pizza is vegetarian. Okay, to indicate whether a pizza is vegetarian. So here's how we do it. We'll write it down. You remember the syntax that I showed you previously? So we come and write it down over here. It will be now alter table. Okay, so we created a table called pizzas. So my table name will be pizzas. Okay, pizzas. Then what are we doing? We want to add a column to this table. Okay, so write add. We are adding, the column should be called is vegetarian. Is vegetarian. Bit. Okay? So let's highlight it and execute it. And voila, our command has been completed successfully. And just like that, we've added a new column, and by default the new column will allow null values unless we specify otherwise. So let us go to this table and see if we were successful. So select asterisk from the pizzas table. There you go. Here it is. So highlight your query and then execute it, and voila. As you can see from my screen, it was successful. Now next, I want us to modify an existing table. Okay, next is modifying an existing table. Okay, so now let's modify the pizza size column to allow larger size codes, for example XL. Okay, that is extra large. Currently it's a char, meaning 1 character, but we'll change it to 2 characters. So let me write it down so that you can understand what I'm saying. Let's modify the pizza size column. Okay, pizza size column to allow larger size codes. Okay, e.g. XL, like that. That is like extra large. So for us to do this, and I also said that currently it's a char 1 character, but we'll change it to char 2 characters. So let me decrease this so that you can be able to see well. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll just come and write alter table and write our table name, which is pizzas, as you can see from my screen, pizzas. Then we are altering a column, so we write alter column. Okay, and which column? The pizza size column. Very simple, pizza size column. And we're changing the data type. So it was 1 character, but now we're changing it to 2 characters, so it will be char 2, like that. And then let us highlight our query over here and then execute it, and voila, our command has been completed successfully. Okay, so if we go back to our table, unless we haven't changed it, but if we now go back to our table, instead of it being just 1 character, as you can see here, it can be like, we can insert something like XL if there is an extra large pizza. Okay, so moving on swiftly, we want to drop a column. Okay, so dropping a column under the alter table. So if we decide we no longer need the is vegetarian column that we can see here on the screen, we can drop it like this. Okay, so you come and write alter table. The table name is called pizzas, and then drop column. Very simple. Drop column, the is vegetarian column is vegetarian. So highlight your query and execute it, and voila, our command was completed successfully. So if we go back to our table, highlight that and execute it over here, it shows us that that column called is vegetarian was removed. Very, very simple. So our next segment, I'm going to show you how to use the not null, unique, and primary key constraints. How to use not null, unique, and primary key constraints. Constraint. Nice. So now that we know how to modify table, let's talk about constraints, okay? So constraints are rules that enforce data integrity in your tables, okay? So today we'll focus on 3 of the most important ones. That is the not null, the unique, and primary key. So to begin, I will start with the not null constraint, okay? Not null constraint. Nice. So the not null constraint ensures that a column cannot have null values. Okay, so let's add this to the pizza name column on our pizzas table. So what we'll write down is alter table. We are altering which table? The pizzas table. So pizzas. And then we want to alter our column. Alter column. Which column are we altering? The pizza name column. Okay? Pizza name. Pizza underscore name, as you can see here. Pizza underscore name. Its data type will be varchar. And it should not have more than 100 characters. And it should be not null. Not null. Okay, so let's highlight our query over here and then execute it, and voila, our command was completed successfully. So going back to our table, so there has been a change. Now every pizza in this column, in the pizza name column, must have a name. There is no pizza, there's no space for missing values in this. It cannot be blank, okay? So moving on swiftly, we will go to the unique constraint. Let's move this down so that you can see my screen. Nice. So we're moving on to unique constraint. Constraint, okay? So the unique constraint ensures that all values in a column are distinct. So let's make sure no 2 pizzas have the same name. So let's ensure no 2 pizzas have the same name. Okay? So we will alter the table again. So we will alter table, the pizzas table, and then we are adding a constraint. Okay, guys? So add constraint. U and Q means unique. Okay, so U and Q underscore the pizza name, then unique. Now unique, then we add the pizza name column. It will affect the pizza name column. So pizza underscore name. Close your bracket, then highlight your query, and then execute your command. Command completed successfully. So if we go back to our table, so if you try to insert a pizza with a duplicate name, okay, under the pizza name, SQL Server will throw you an error. Understood? So next we will move on to the primary key constraints. Primary key constraints. So the primary key constraint uniquely identifies each row in a table. It's a combination of not null and unique, okay? So in our pizzas table, the pizza ID column is already a primary key. But here's how you'd add it if it were not. How to add a primary key. Let's add this. These are just comments, okay? You have to add this so that SQL can know it's a comment and not a code. So how to add a primary key to your table. That's our pizza table. So we will come again and use the alter table, that is the pizzas, and then we are adding a constraint. Add constraint, and we'll use PK meaning primary key, pizza ID, so primary key. Then we'll add the column, which is the pizza ID, pizza underscore ID. Close your bracket, highlight your query, and then execute it. So okay, let's see that. As you can see from my screen, we have an error. Why? Because SQL tells me that the table name pizzas already has a primary key defined on it. So it could not create a constraint or an index. So right now, I can't create a primary key because we already have a primary key on the table. But if you did not, this is the way to go. This over here, highlighted over here. That is the way to go. So I was just showing you that. So we're moving on to the next segment where we do a hands-on example, guys. So let's put everything together with a hands-on example. Now we want to, let's modify the pizzas table. The pizzas table to one, add a new column called is spicy, and it should have a bit data type. 2, bytes data type. 2, make the price column not null. 3, add a unique constraint to the ingredients column, and this is just for demonstration purposes. Okay, guys? So here's the code. We want to add a new column. So let's write it down. We want to add a new column. Okay, so for us to add a new column, we'll start by using alter table. We are altering the pizzas table, and then we'll add is spicy. Add a new column called, let me write it down so that you can know, is underscore spicy. So that is the column that we are adding, the name of the column that we are adding. So we are adding alter table pizzas, then add is spicy, and its data type will be a byte or bits. Okay, so highlight it and execute it, and voila, our command was completed successfully. So if we come back to our table over here, okay, here as you can see, it has been added. We have added a new column and SQL has accepted it, and here it is on our table. Next, we will make the price column not null. Make the price column not null. Okay, so what we'll do here, you'll just come and say alter table, the pizzas, then alter column. We're using the price column, so we have to write the column which is price, being altered is price. Then the data type will be decimal. Okay, so we'll have 5 and 2. Then it should be not null, meaning that it cannot have an empty value or a missing value. There has to be a value in it. So execute it, and that is that. We go back to our table. It has, that means that in the price column there cannot be a missing value. It has to have a value. Okay, next we want to add a unique constraint to the ingredients column. Okay, so what we do, let's write it down. Add a unique constraint to the ingredients column. Okay, this is the ingredients column over here. So what we'll do again is write alter table. The table that we are altering is called pizza. That's our table name, pizzas. Then we are adding a constraint, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So that is unique underscore ingredients. Then unique into bracket. Now our column name, which is ingredients. Close your bracket, highlight it like this, and execute it. So our command has been completed successfully, meaning that in our, let me go back to our table. So this means that our ingredients column cannot have duplicate values. It will just have unique values. Very, very simple. And that was all, guys. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to get more future SQL tutorials. So drop a comment if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. So until next time, happy coding!